Okay, so like I had every intention of recording and putting out another video in quick succession, and life just kind of got in the way, and then I got fucking sick. That was so fucking annoying. I got so fucking sick. Um, and like I was not able to record last week at all. Because like I could not speak because my voice was half gone from the flu, and I'm still not like 100% cleared up. You might hear some stuffiness throughout the video. I apologize. There's nothing I can really do about it. I will cut out any points in which I start coughing because I still have a lingering cough too. But we're gonna go ahead and finish up um podcast number 19 of the Fab Fatties. I don't know where I'm really going to go from here with this channel. I think we'll probably continue to cover the Fab Fatties for a few weeks while I kind of think on it. Like, October is kind of a really busy fucking month for me. I have parents' night, I have parent teacher conferences. I was elected to be on a committee for the district, or like not elected, but I was like offered and I accepted the position, so I now have that added responsibility. There's just a lot fucking going on, and the little spare time that I have this month, I want to put towards classes that I personally love. So, like, I want to take a blacksmithing class, and then I have an ongoing gardening class that thankfully is on Zoom, so I don't have to leave the house or anything for that. But, like, I mean, it's just fucking busy this month for me. So I'm gonna still like that doesn't mean no videos, it just means sparser videos, and it just kind of I think this is just gonna kind of be the new normal for this channel of me trying to put out videos as consistently as I can, and sometimes that just kind of falls through. So with all that out of the way, let's get in back into episode 19.
You're doing things that no one else is. And I'm like, as you should. This woman, I've seen her literally perform a 2-hour concert without missing a beat. Like, forget about her size. She's iconic.
Mm-hmm.
She's iconic regardless of her size. She's iconic with her size.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that she responded to the South Park episode so beautifully, being like, yeah, and I don't give a fuck. It's like, rock on.
Like, I totally agree. With the end of her reaction video, right? The end of her reaction video, which, to be fair, that weekend, again, I was
coming at it from a different POV. Yeah,
yes,
there's
I was
two videos that I can think of. So which video are you referring to?
It was as she was watching it.
Okay.
I was watching her reaction, right? Mm-hmm. And I was already in the height of like, and I'll be honest with you guys, like, and I know that you two know this, but I'm speaking to our viewers and our listeners again, like, the thing that was getting me about all these fucking comments was like, there were so many comments that were like, oh my God, you're disgusting, you're fat, blah, 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 blah. Like, none of these were hurting my feelings at all. I was like,
are you
okay,
sure you want to say it?
I'm going to say it.
Okay.
I'm going to say it, okay? Every single, what?
No,
we were cheering you on. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Okay. Like, every single one of these comments, like, oh my God, you're so gross, you're so fat, you're so that. I'm like, okay, sticks and stones, motherfuckers. I don't give a shit. And then they came from my teeth. It came from my teeth, you guys. These are my little teeth. And now, I'm not even gonna lie to you. As I was brushing my teeth this morning, I was like, fuck. Maybe I do some teeth
I just
whitening.
My teeth and thinking about teeth.
I'm like, literally, like, I've been thinking about my teeth too much over the past 2 weeks. And
Okay, I'm sorry. No, I gotta come in here for a minute because, like, to a certain extent, that's part of being on the internet. Like, I don't think I have bad teeth. Okay, I don't have bad teeth. I did have, like, my teeth have become massively sensitive because, like, my mom wanted me to do teeth whitening and stuff when I was, like, between the ages of 10, maybe even 9, and 14. Like, I had to do it fairly regularly, and it, like, fucked up the sensitivity on my teeth. And are my teeth the whitest? Fuck no. No, they could definitely stand a whitening, but, like, the whitening shit makes my teeth so sensitive, it's not even worth it. It's not even fucking worth it. And a couple people, I've posted some selfies on Reddit and stuff, like in r/selfie, just like some cat, or was it r/outfits? One of them. It was just really casual, and people have made comments about saying that I need dental work, and I didn't even fucking notice, and then until someone like pointed it out, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that's not the straightest, like small. It's a small area of my teeth. It is what it is, but like people will come for literally anything. Depending on where you're posting, depending on what audience you happen to grab, some people are like fucking brutal in how they can pick apart your appearance. You have to have a fucking thick skin if you're gonna be on the internet. If it's affecting you to the point where you are obsessing over it, it's one thing if, you just notice it more and you kind of have to decide for yourself, is this something worth fixing or not? For me, it's not, because the sensitivity of my teeth involved are just not fucking worth it. And not only that, but I don't like things that have to do with fucking dental work. Like there's history there. I don't even want to get into it. But like there's people are still gonna comment on it. And it is what it is. Like I'm not saying, like, this is not even to say like, oh, um they're right or anything. It's not a matter of being right or wrong. It's that opinions are out there online. There's gonna be opinions about you out there online. There's gonna be opinions about your teeth online. It is what it is. Like, is it fun? No. Does it always feel fair? Fuck no. But like, it is what it is, and you either have to suck it the fuck up or get offline. And it genuinely not trying to. I'm not trying to be a bitch here. It's just the reality of the internet.
Pissing me off. But I literally like I was going through and like literally I'm getting thousands of comments and like the only ones that I'm blocking and deleting are the ones about my teeth.
You're
right?
like, too far.
This is too far. Like fat people don't deserve to live, but my teeth, no. But anyway, which sounds so superficial when I say it now, but it was like, but that's the thing. You can't hurt my feelings by calling me fat anymore.
You were prepared for the fat
I was
attacks.
prepared,
You were
but I was
not prepared for the teeth
right?
attacks.
So anyway, it was like I was just in the midst of like another teeth storm, and I see Lizzo's video pop up, and I was like, fuck, because I knew the Ozempic video was coming out last weekend. I myself am a huge South Park fan. I've always been a big South Park fan.
So is Lizzo.
And yeah, and I think that's why it hit me the way that it did, because I was like, wait, I've always been on your side, you guys. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, or I think that's their names, the creators of South Park. Like, I've always been on your side. I've thought that you guys are really smart. But at the same time, I also understand that the reason that they were able to make the episode that they made is because they've also made a career out of not just this part, but they've also made a career of having a shitty fat kid as
Oh my fucking, this is actually pissing me off a little bit, because Trey Parker and Matt Stone, like, it's not that they've made their stuff about having a shitty fat kid. Cartman is supposed to be like both the most chaotic and most undisciplined, and to a certain extent the most it's not divisive. It's not even that he's like, because half the time he doesn't even either believe or understand what he's saying. That's kind of what makes his character funny to a certain extent, but also that he is an instigator. Like that's Cartman's whole thing, is that he's an instigator. It's not just that he's this shitty fat kid. He is an instigator. Uh, he's definitely anti-Semitic though. I mean, but that's its own thing. Um, but like he is meant to be kind of almost like the worst parts of humanity, but at the same time so ignorant he doesn't realize he embodies or spews shit that is like the worst parts of humanity. But even beside that, we're gonna put fucking Cartman aside. I can't believe I'm saying that, but we're putting Cartman aside. Fucking South Park is the whole point. The whole point of South Park, and while I will defend South Park till the day I fucking die, is because South Park is a symbol of free speech and anti-censorship. Like the fact that they've had to censor South Park a handful of times and it is increasing, I find deeply concerning. Because the whole thing that makes South Park work is that they can attack anyone and everyone. It's not even really attacking. It's fucking making fun of everyone. everyone's a fucking bitch. Everyone's fucking stupid in their own special fucking way, and they point it out. And that's what makes it fucking glorious. That's what makes South Park work, is that they do not pull any punches with anybody. The fucking voice actor for Chef got all pissy about the episode they did on Scientology because he's a Scientologist. So what they fucking do? They killed his character in such a horrible fucking way. Like, it's because you do not hold South Park, like, you don't say South Park goes too far because they can't. And that's kind of the beauty of it. And if you are going to get butthurt over anti-fat anti-fat rhetoric episode, then you are not. I'm not one to usually gatekeep, but if you are going to get upset about something that they cover or how they cover it, then you are not a real fan of South Park, because the entire fucking point of South Park is that no one is off limits. No one is off limits. And that's what makes it a beautiful series. Even if I don't always like it, there are plenty of episodes that I'm like, they went too far with the gross out humor for me. I didn't care for this episode. But even if you don't care for an episode, you have to respect that they shit on everyone pretty equally. One of the things, because I saw episode, what was it, 201, that was censored because of Muhammad. I was able to see that episode before it was completely pulled. I saw it like the one time it aired, and I'm so glad I did, and I fucking hate that it was censored. And I'm sorry, I don't care that it was offensive to that religious group, to those who what is it, practice Islam, Muslims. I don't care. It's one of those things where it's like, no, sorry, if you don't like it, that's fine, don't watch it. But the fact that they had fucking death threats over this and stuff, and they had for the safety of their team, and then Comedy Central had to come down on it as well. I think it was Comedy Central at the time, and had to fully censor that episode. You can't see that episode anymore. You can't see it on any streaming service. I don't think it's even in the fucking box sets. That fucking pisses me off. I mean, I understand for their safety why they had to do it. I'm like, I'm not shitting on them, but I hate that it had to be censored. I fucking hate that it had to be censored because it doesn't feel like it should have been. It feels like it's one of those things where it's like, I'm sorry you don't like it. They literally shit on everyone. They were like, Islam isn't even the one they come for the hardest. That's fucking Mormonism. They have a whole fucking musical that I saw, and it fucking is pretty harsh on Mormonism, and I understand why. But that's part of the thing. That's part of their whole thing, is that they don't pull punches. And I love that about them. And so you can't get upset that they have a shitty fat kid. Shut up.
That kid.
Mm-hmm.
As one of the main players on in their show, Cartman, right? And so not only is like every single one of them, every single episode, somebody calls him a fat ass. Like they constantly are hating on him, but he's also a fucking asshole. Okay, which I'm not saying it's right to hate on him for that, but like, he's an asshole. That's just plain and simple, right? So of course the Ozempic episode was targeted towards Cartman, but anyway, going back to the video that I saw, what I saw was Lizzo's genuine reaction as she was watching it. And the thing is, I had not seen it yet. So I was watching it with her, right? I was watching it in that video, right? Mm-hmm. And her genuine reaction, her face looked like my face. Her face looked like my face. Because she immediately, as soon as she heard them say that one line, like something about the something and not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
I realized that the message was there, but the way it was delivered, I know what these trolls pick up on. They will take one line and say, yeah, the South Park agrees with us too, blah, 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 right? I know how it works. I've been on the internet. Like, I know how it works. So I watched her face. I watched the horror in her face. And it was the same look that was on my face. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And of course, at the end of the video, she's like, you know what? You got to be on some other level for South Park to make an episode about you.
Yep.
So go off, bitch. And she's right. Like South Park does not touch every single celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a big deal. It is a big deal, and props to her, right? And props to her for turning that into that moment and being like, I am that bitch. Hell yes, you are, Lizzo. Hell yes, you are. It was the genuine reaction I saw in her face that broke me. Fuck. That broke me.
Yeah.
Because it was the same reaction that was on my face. And that's when I called you, or I texted you guys, and I was like, hey, I know it's really late, but I really need some help right now because I'm not okay. Because it was like, I saw her feelings.
Yeah.
And they were my feelings.
Yeah, I was starting to giggle in my head because I was remembering being at the beach. I was at the beach, getting the message, and getting on the phone. And I'm laughing next to you. You were humorously telling it at first.
Yeah.
Now you're a little bit emotionally telling it. But I just remember like, her face was my face. And she's just like sobbing. And honestly, I went and watched it afterwards. And my thought was, am I just like the most unfeeling bitch ever? Because
Am I a robot?
yeah, because like you empathize to the point of it devastating.
Now, honestly, I think that that's the right attitude to have if you're watching it and you don't feel anything. It's fucking South Park. It's South Park. If you can't laugh at it, or at the very least, keep it contained, it's fucking South Park. Honestly, like, they offend. Like, does anyone remember the Gingers Don't Have Souls episode? And the fucking kid on YouTube that was fucking going nuts over the Ginger episode, and then they remade one of his little fucking rants, but with Cartman. It was fucking that was fucking hilarious, and I would say that was even bigger because at that point South Park was still on Comedy Central. Most people still had like cable TV, that sort of thing, and not a streaming service. And granted, I'll admit I haven't seen the Lizzo episode. I haven't watched South Park in a while, because I don't I think might be able to borrow my sister's Paramount account, but like I don't have Paramount. So like granted, maybe I'm missing some context here, but I mean I've seen a fair amount of South Park. They go fucking nuts. The fucking like I don't think they've I honestly think the most extreme one that at least is occurring in my mind, like the darkest episode was the Scott Tenorman one where he ate his parents. Like that I think was the darkest South Park episode. So anything after that, it's like it's political commentary, it's trolling, because that's also part of what South Park is. It's kind of trolling everybody. And that's the beauty of it. And so I don't know, I just maybe I'm being too harsh in expecting people to not have these emotional reactions to South Park, but I also just struggle to have any level of sympathy or empathy for them when they get upset at South Park because it's fucking South Park to me. Like, if you're upset, you're either taking it too seriously or you clearly have and especially since she says she's such a big fan of South Park. You've enjoyed it when they made fun of other groups. They literally do that with everybody. So you are either you have either an internal moral inconsistency with where you hold standards, or you're just entirely too fucking sensitive.
Stating you.
Yeah.
And I watched it and had no feelings. I was like, oh, this is expected.
Yeah.
Like I'm so jaded. I'm just like, oh, of course they did. You know? And I was like, this is a major difference though of me and you.
Yeah.
You will feel things and you'll feel empathy and you'll put yourselves in their shoes to the nth degree. Whereas I'm like, wall up. Oh, I expected this shit.
Perhaps okay, I think like some background of myself is showing through here, but this whole oh, I think you just have so much empathy. Is it empathy or is it offense? Like so many times do I hear I'm an empath, and in reality they're just self-absorbed and very emotionally reactionary. And I think they confuse like an intensity with depth, and there's a difference. But that's I'm not gonna get too far in the weeds on that one because it feels like splitting hairs, and I'm not sure everyone will even understand where I'm coming from with that.
Like, this is why I don't trust people, you know? Like,
Yeah.
this is why I just don't expect anything, you know? So we have two very different ways of dealing with it, right?
Well, and I think too that part of that is also like, I don't know that I was 100% feeling for Lizzo in that moment. I do know 100% that I was feeling for myself, and I was feeling for every other girl like me,
Yeah.
every other person like me, all of us, everybody who watched.
See, that's what I said I wasn't gonna get into this, but I can't help myself. But I was feeling for me. Yes, you were. You were in your feelings. You were probably a little bit offended. You felt a little bit attacked, and your emotional brain was taking over, and you couldn't really rationalize maybe at the time that this is fucking South Park and they make fun of fucking everybody. And they make fun of fucking everybody. But this, and for all the other girls like me, no, no, you fucking weren't. I'm sorry. You were thinking about you, and that's fine. Like, I'm not here to shit on anyone that got, well, maybe a little bit because it's fucking South Park. But I'm not here to like get in your face about you being offended or having some hurt feelings. But let's not try to frame it in that I'm such an empath, I'm thinking about everyone else at the same time. Like, even if that was part of it, we'll even give you massive benefit of the doubt and say that was part of it. It was like 10%. Let's be fucking honest here. It was like 10% you were mostly thinking about you, and that's fine, and I'm not going to shame you for that. Although, again, it's fucking South Park, and you've seen them do this before. You know what they're like. This anyway. Anyway, we'll keep going.
Sees the dialogue that's out there. It's people like us that have to watch our bodies. And I realize that this is not that I realize that this is a universal thing, right? It's not just fat girls, right? It is skinny. It is Nicola Coughlan, who is literally like the on the biggest stage right now because she's the romantic lead character in Bridgerton. Like, and she's not a fat girl, right? Like, it's just it is. None of us are immune to it, but at the same time, it is like it was. I think what that was years and years and years of watching everyone else talk about my body, right? And in an indirect way, but talking about my body and tell me that I wasn't okay, that there was something bad about me, that I was inherently bad. It was all of that wrapped into like, okay, well, now South Park said it. South Park made a joke about it. So it wasn't so much for Lizzo, it was for all of us. I was just fucking devastated for all.
It was for you. It was for you. Your feelings were hurt. And you felt a way about it. It's not for everyone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I have to call bullshit on this. It was for you. It was for you. You were feeling a way, and now you're trying to generalize it to put yourself on a moral high ground. Shut up.
All of us, and I was like, fucking A, where are we safe? And it's not like I was expecting South Park to be our safe space. Like, I'm not naive to that, but I was like, God damn it, don't like leave Lizzo alone.
It's fucking South Park. It is fucking South Park. They have gone after everyone under the fucking sun. Everyone under the fucking sun. Grow the fuck up. I'm sorry, like I am being harsh here, and I don't really care. Because it's fucking South Park. And this whole little victim charade thing that's happening here is actually kind of pissing me off.
Yeah.
You don't get that reference, do you? The leave Britney alone thing. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
You do?
Leave Britney?
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
But can you picture the video of the guy
video,
saying it?
Chris
Yeah.
Crocker.
Yeah.
Leave
Okay.
Britney
Leave Britney alone. And he's
Okay.
like crying.
Yes. Yes. All right. We're not that far apart in age.
Thanks, girl. I had to think for a minute though, but
It's okay. We
yeah,
got you
but
there.
we need to put in the record. She got the reference. It happened today.
Today's date is.
Did you want to add on to Lizzo's story, or should I move us along?
I was just going to say Lizzo's not the only celebrity to get it. You know,
Yeah.
obviously it was the most recent with South Park, but she's not the only one.
No.
Yeah. I think that's obviously like using her messaging and what she's done for the space and what kind of messaging she's put out there being kind of turned on its head with this Ozempic discussion that's happening, right? But I recently read an article too about Tess Holiday and how when she came out with her diagnosis and experience with anorexia, basically she was told exactly what you were told. It's like denying you're experiencing it, like dismissing it as a reality. And she's like, actually, it is very much a real thing. And more people need to talk about it so we don't have one like monolith or one narrative we only expect with anorexia, right?
Yep.
Like, and I think that's something that I am experiencing more and more with the podcast, is just this idea of really wanting to keep fat, plus size stories, narrative experiences as like one thing that's expected, like a narrative that people are willing to take, right? People are willing to hear that fat people have binge eating disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And really pushing back against fat people having more varied experiences, and like having to reckon with the fact that like not all fat people experience the same things. And so I just feel like when it comes to being publicly fat, there's certain ways people are allowed to show up and it's acceptable to show up that way, and then there's certain ways that people aren't, and it's going to get a lot of pushback. You know, like no one in the bigger society, not necessarily in like plus size positive spaces or plus size accepting spaces, no one is going to come for me if I were to go on some weight loss show.
No.
You know, no one's going to come for me.
They're going to cheer you on. They're going to support you. They're going to say how brave you are.
Because you're performing
health.
You're performing health. You're performing public shame. You're performing whatever. You're being a good fatty, right? But meanwhile,
No, I disagree with that. I think in general, we all try to support someone that's clearly doing something difficult. It's not difficult to sit and eat. It's difficult to lose weight. So we want to encourage those that are, especially when it would clearly have a positive benefit on their health. So I don't know. That's getting into their whole little fat people are always the victim narrative sort of thing. But I disagree with that perspective.
these people are like, again, it goes back to them being like, no, that's not true. Motherfucker, who are you? Who are you to be like, oh no, Tess Holliday doesn't have anorexia?
Yeah, a bunch of doctors apparently said that she does. Like, I
just don't understand how we can sit here, not we, but how people collectively can sit there, and I could literally sit here and be like, I have no idea what my blood type is, but Alyssa, I have type O negative blood, and you just be like, no, you don't. How the fuck would you know?
So this was part of my notes for today, is there's an aspect of being publicly fat and not performing health. I think the not performing health is so important to everything we've talked about and everything we're going to continue to talk about. So I know for me, in like my lived experience, I had a hard time getting family fully bought in and understanding what I was doing because I wasn't performing what they thought health should look like, right? It's only now when they can see I'm actually doing much better that they're like, oh, I kind of get it now, you know? And I get that. Someone you love is doing the exact opposite of everything you've learned to be true. Like, I bet that is a hard point of view, right? I bet that is difficult. But for people on the internet who have no relationship with you, no connection with you, and the fact that they're looking for us or people in bigger bodies to be performing health is so wrong on so many levels. And it's so exclusive, right? Because the way we think about health and fitness is not inclusive. We think about one body type that's fully, what's the word I'm looking for? Able, I guess, you know, fully able. It doesn't translate to people who maybe be in a wheelchair, who maybe only have one arm, who maybe only have one leg. It doesn't change for people in larger bodies. It doesn't even change for people in really small bodies. Like there's no muscle built there, right? Like we have an idea of what it needs to look like. And it's only okay if everyone who doesn't look like that is working towards looking like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's that so much. I'm gonna push back on that a little bit because I'm in a lot of the fitness Reddit spaces, which yes can lean a little toxic with their expectations. I'm not gonna deny that. However, I've seen a variety, those that are overweight like myself, working towards getting into like a fit body, and then those that really struggle to put on weight, working towards getting to a fit body. And the big thing is that people don't want to hear how it's impossible for you to reach that level. That's like the big trigger. It's one thing to say, I'm lost, nothing I'm doing is working. And then you'll get a variety of health tips, some very helpful, some very encouraging, others not so much. A lot of them saying, trust the process, which is a big thing in those fitness communities, is trusting the process and that everything takes much longer than you think it will. And the whole point is for you to keep going even when it feels like you're not making much headway. That's a big message in those communities. The thing that no one has patience for though is I'm a victim. I'll never get it. It'll never happen for me. My body isn't capable of this. That's where they're going to call you out on your bullshit. Or when you try to say like I only want to lose weight in this specific area and everyone's like it doesn't work like that unless you want to get like liposuction or something. And everyone there is very big on effort. Like that is a big thing in those fitness communities. So it's not that they target you for not working towards that ideal. It's that you say that it's impossible for you and then you lament your position in life over it. That is what people find frustrating. If you are happy there and you're not lamenting, you're not saying that it's impossible for you, you're not having some sort of victim complex over it, no one really cares. No one's going to get upset at you over that. So it's more about the attitude rather than the body, I would say.
And to that, I say, we can do better. Society
Nicer
can
than what
do
I would
better.
say.
Go ahead. What would you say?
Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
So I think that's the part of this conversation that is the hardest to talk about.
Yeah.
It's the performing health. Again, I'm taking great care of myself right now and my health, and I don't need anyone to know anything about that. It doesn't change the fact that it's true.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't change the fact that I'm doing the work. And it also doesn't change the fact that I know that there's still growth I want to make in my health journey that I'm still working on, but it's no one's business.
Yeah.
Right? I'm working on it for myself because I want it for me, not as a performatory measure. So I'm an acceptable fat woman.
100%.
Right? I'm working on it for me.
100%. You just made me think of something too of, again, going back to what we dealt with over the last couple of weeks, like so many people commenting like, oh, stop trying to convince us that you're happy. Stop trying to convince us that you're this. Stop trying to convince us that, baby, I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I do not care about you. This isn't for you.
If that's the case, then don't keep saying, I'm fat and happy. If you put that at the forefront, it really does seem like you're trying to convince people. If that's not it, then just live your life and post about your life. Don't center the fact that you're fat as part of what you're as part of the message. Like and I'm saying explicitly. Don't make it so explicit that you are specifically saying I am fat and happy.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think I didn't really I don't know, you just kind of helped me put that into words, but there were so many, stop trying to convince, honey, I'm not here for you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to convince the girl who's still like the old me. I'm trying to convince everybody. I'm trying to convince everybody that they're allowed to take up all the space they want to take up, that they don't need to be afraid to show cellulite or arm rolls, which I know that I still have struggle with. You know, we're all
But you're
human,
doing it.
right? But we're all doing the damn thing. But like, I'm getting you to wear shorter fucking skirts, and I love that for me.
Yeah,
Like,
I do love that though. Rebecca in short skirts and dresses is
skies
a
out.
mood.
This is the summer of skies out, thighs out for Rebecca. And
Rebecca.
we're here to support it, and we're working on
For
Alyssa next.
Rebecca.
But no, I just like again this putting this narrative into my own mouth, right? Stop trying to convince us, baby girl. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I would like to convince you to go the fuck away. That is what I would like to do. But like,
I'm just living.
I am trying to let people know that it is okay to be exactly who they want to be. And that is it.
Yeah.
That is it. And if that infuriates you, you need to look inside, sir.
Yeah, I'm thinking as we wrap up that just kind of like where I'm sitting here thinking about is it's hard to be publicly fat.
Yeah.
For
The
me,
moral.
it feels absolutely necessary to my well-being and to creating a space where I am feeling good and safe in. So it's vital to me in my life and what I need for myself. But I could do better in terms of supporting other people who are also creating those spaces. We talked a little bit about, you know, like people came to Allie when she was in the thick of it, but where are people's support when it's not in such a dire situation, you know? And I'm sitting there thinking, well, me too. Like I engage people like and all that, but I could support people who are doing this work because it can be lonely work. So that's one of the things I'm thinking about as we wrap this topic up.
I think since you brought that up, that's something I haven't been able to stop thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, there was so much support that came from, honestly, from me being extremely vulnerable after it all happened and putting out like a 10-minute video that was like, hey guys, I'm only human and this hurt, right? But there were so many people that came out of the woodwork that never, and I'm not just saying not just from our own fat community, but like family members who never interact with my content were interacting. People who are, you know, friends of friends who never interact with my content were interacting with my content. And I love it and thank you. I'm so appreciative of it. And I'm doing this work every day. Even on the days where I don't show you.
I hate this fucking, you know, I'm doing things so much behind the scenes that you don't see. Everyone is. Everyone is dealing with shit that others don't see. All right? You are not special in that regard, and to a certain extent, and I'm sorry, I know this makes me sound like a fucking bitch, but this largely is self-imposed by the choices that you make. All right? This isn't you are like missing a limb. This isn't you have a genetic disorder that you have zero control over. You do have control over your weight, and if you don't want to fix it, that's fine. But let's not pretend that this is a sort of emotional burden that you must carry. You don't have to. You choose to. That's what pisses me off about this.
That it's really fucking hard. It is still really fucking hard some days. So like, yes, I want to see us. I can even do better, right? Because I spend a majority of time on Instagram just like scheduling out or like drafting out stuff that I need to post and then just going through and liking a whole bunch of stuff. And I have over the past week like tried so much harder to like really like comment and engage with people and DM and have conversations, right? Because we are all out here doing this very hard work. But I do want to see more of not just being there for each other in times of crisis. I just want to see more of us being there for each other. You know? I think we're ready.
As you were talking, I like started getting like little heart palpitations and heart racing. And okay, wow, this feels very, very vulnerable right now. Okay.
Forget the cameras. It's just us.
Yeah. So before we do a podcast episode, we either sit in person and kind of just have like a bullet point conversation. And we really do try to keep to bullet points, because if we don't, we'll literally do a whole podcast recording before we're even in the studio. And that's on friendship, okay? I'm using my defense mechanisms. Okay. So it was last night, and I had not put in any notes into our drive yet. And Rebecca kind of went in there, and her notes were in there. And Allie's notes cracked me up because she started it with everything. And Rebecca said, and also, and then she put her notes. But Rebecca kind of started her notes. And at the top of it, it said, what is it like being publicly fat? So I went to go start writing my notes, and I ended up writing a journal entry. And then when I looked back, I actually ended up writing a poem. And I'm not a poet. I'm not a writer. And that's why this feels very vulnerable to share. But I feel like it does I'm just going to read it. I am fat. Tell me, what other choices do I have? Lose weight? Shrink myself? I spent 20 years trying to do just that. Diet to diet, gym to gym, trying to find anything that would help me shrink. I am publicly fat. Tell me, what other choices do I have? Hide in my house? Never take a picture? I spent years doing just that, and it didn't help me be any less publicly fat. I am publicly fat, and I am liberated. Tell me, what other choices do I have? Spend the rest of my life hating myself? Be so paralyzed by shame that I waste a life? I'm publicly fat, I am liberated, and I am happy. Tell me, why does that bother you?
Oh my God. I'm so happy I know you.
Yeah. Same.
That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm so thankful you shared it with us.
Yeah.
And what other choice do we have?
Hashtag same.
Yeah.
All right, I kind of feel like that's a good place to stop. There's only 4 minutes left, so they're just gonna like peter out anyway. Overall, like, I'm not saying that you can't dislike kind of what you have to deal with in life, but the thing is that so much of life is a trade-off. There's the work that you have to put in to be healthier, and in response, more people generally notice you more. Like, I don't even want to go with this "they treat you better" rhetoric, because I don't know if I fully agree with that. I mean, I think there's probably some discrepancy, but I think what it is that when you're healthier or prettier, there's more perks to it. And I think what they're doing is kind of wanting those perks without having the qualities like a lower weight, like a more conventionally attractive appearance, uh, without putting that work in. And as a result, they see it as a form of oppression when it's just kind of human nature. Final thoughts, I don't feel sorry for them that they deal with what they say they deal with. I think that everyone deals with something in some way or another. And it is what it is. This is your lot in life. And it's fine if you want to like not lose weight. That's fine. And you want to keep posting as yourself. That's fine. You're gonna get it is the internet, and even the best looking people still get negative reactions. One thing that I learned from posting my pictures on like r/selfie was that I got people praising me, telling me I'm pretty, saying, I'm an 8 out of 10, blah, blah, blah. And then people that are like, you really need to lose weight, which I know, and that's what I'm working on. I am down 7 pounds. Very happy about that. I'm down 7 pounds. I'm very proud about that. But there's still plenty of people that are like, you need to lose weight. You look really fat. You look frumpy because you're overweight. You're a 4 out of 10. You're going to get both, and it's fine. That's the nature of being on the internet. And if you can't handle it and all you want is praise, then the internet is not the place for you. And I will say this till I'm blue in the fucking face. And getting upset about South Park when you are a fan, I actually find very fucking frustrating, because it's like you missed the whole fucking point. But whatever. I'm gonna end this here. But I'd love to hear your opinions on this whole thing that they went over, especially in this last part that we covered. What are your opinions? Do you think I'm being too harsh? And what's your perspective on this publicly fat narrative that they're pushing forth? So, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.